Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Chrono Trigger for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. In the last video, we went to the Proto Dome, we helped those people find some food, and we found out what has happened to this ruined world that we're in. This is apparently the aftermath of something known as the Day of Lavos. 1999 AD. Based on Nostradamus' prediction that the world would end on that year. It didn't, but in the Chrono Trigger universe, it did. Thanks to some creature that came out of the ground, shooting lasers everywhere and just nothing but scorched earth. And our heroes have decided to change history again, so the world does not end that way. Anyway, before I continue, I just realized that there are some things that I need to sell that are still in my inventory, so I might as well get them out of my inventory so that I have a bunch of gold. So, we need to get rid of the 2 load swords. That'll give us 4,000 for both of them. And we have the iron bow, which we can sell for 425. And that gives us a good 12,500. I'm tempted... Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and buy 5 revives. Why not? And yeah, my HP and MP are at maximum. I should have just saved everything as it was and then used the Enertrons so that I didn't use a shelter, but c'est la vie. Anyway, we need to head here to Lab 32. Again, I don't know why it's a lab, but at least 16 and 32 are pretty evident, because 16-bit systems like Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, and 32-bit systems like Sony PlayStation and Sega Saturn. Also, we have found out once and for all that we are in the future, past the Day of Lavos. I don't know how we found out that it's exactly 2300 AD, but we do now. Anyway, let's go to Lab 32. And there's a chest here, which contains a mid-tonic. And in here, or out here, is a car. Now, if you walked up to the car, or if you tried to head to the right, before you did all the Proto Dome stuff, you would face the enemies that we are about to face right now. You'd be facing a bunch of Proto 2s. But, because we've completed the Proto Dome stuff, we don't. Hold it right there! Hey, it's the man! Like, thanks for the intro, babe. The man! You lowlifes can call me Johnny. Now listen up. Part of an old highway leads through these ruins. I think you can beat me in a bike race. Use that jet bike and don't chicken out, babe. Do you know how to ride? Let's pretend we don't and just select no. Alright, listen up. The gas is on auto. There's only one speed. Fast. Use the control pad to steer. Press the B button for a turbo boost. I'll give you 3 of them, but it takes a moment to recharge between boosts. Check your position at the bottom of the screen. Now show what you got, babe. But what if I don't want to? Well, I guess I don't have a choice. And if you talk to the robots that you would have been battling, they just compliment Johnny, which is kind of weird. And if you talk to Johnny, you can get the rules again, and you can also look at him from some alternate angles too. Johnny is supposed to be a robot. If you actually find some art of Johnny, which of course you can find in the Nintendo Power Player's Guide, you'll definitely be able to know that he's a robot and that he's got some sort of robot-looking sunglasses on and all that. Anyway, go up to the bike, press A, and you'll start this. So, you see how much distance you have at the upper left corner of the screen. At the bottom is your progress, and right there in the center is you and Johnny. You want to keep yourself in front of Johnny for as much as possible. You also have 3 boosts. It takes a while to use another one when you use one. And when you are about to hit 0 on the rest, you want to use a turbo boost so that way you can get out in front and win at the last second. That number there next to WP, that's kind of like your score for that race. Matter of fact, that's exactly what it is. And it goes up when you're in front of Johnny and it goes down when you're behind him. Usually, as long as you don't bump backwards into Johnny, you'll both keep going back and forth, and you'll just keep switching positions just as long as you just keep moving and you don't bump into him. But if you know what you're doing, you can keep yourself in front of Johnny at all times, and you can get some good high scores. You may be able to get the maximum if you're really good. You beat me? I don't get it. You can challenge me anytime. We'll ride the wind, babe. But of course, we're not done. Believe it or not, you can go through this area and you can fight some mutants. But if you do that, though, you'll be facing 3 at a time instead of 1. Given what we know about these things, we know that they have 300 HP each. If you can group them together so that you can hit more than 1 at a time, it'll definitely do you some good. And it'll make it a little easier to get through here. And that thing is definitely absorbing a whole bunch of HP from us, and I want to get rid of that right now. And apparently it's doing a headbutt. That's what it's doing. And yeah, you don't really get much out of the battles here for what you're doing. Also, there's a chest here. But guess what? You have to face 5 shadows in order to get what is in it. Now, will this do anything? Yes, it will. Okay. I couldn't remember if Fire Whirl worked on shadows, but it does. At least we get some money here, 250G. And by opening this chest, you get the race log. This is the only reason you want to take the road between both ends of Lab 32. Because the monster battles here sure ain't it. Alright, that's one of the mutants down. Now to take down the others, and apparently Marl and Lucas seem to be getting a good amount of critical hits here. I'm surprised. And there's one more battle here. And if we were to go any further to the left, we would go back to where we began on Lab 32. Now, I'm just sitting here waiting to do something like this. That third mutant got away at the last second. Also, Lucas' health is below 90 or below 100 here, and I'm not very happy about that. Let's fix that. Well, he's going to absorb my HP, and I'm probably going to hit him and get rid of him. Let's go ahead and use Aura on Chrono there. And that should be that. And I believe Luca is at number 30. No, she's at 12. Okay, so it's soon going to be Marl who's going to level up, and then Chrono again, and so on and so forth. But yeah, we've done everything we can do around here. And if we talk to Johnny now that we have the race log, hey, looks like you have a bleh. Hey, looks like you have a neat gadget there. SRXXR, how to use it. And there's a Proto 3. Greetings, life forms. I am RXXR, the Lockkeeper. I'll record your 3 fastest times. There are 2 ways to race Johnny. Which do you prefer? And you could face Johnny with or without the turbo boost, and if you use mode 2, you can change your perspective with the L and R buttons, which spins the camera around. I'm going to keep it on mode 1. And from there, you can change the race mode whenever you want and see your 3 fastest times. Unfortunately, since we didn't have the race log prior to our first race is not recorded. Not that I see myself doing that again anytime soon. Anyway, once we leave Lab 32, we have a factory, which we can't do anything in for the time being, and the Proto Dome. And when we go in here, we're going to have to use our weapons to get from one side to the other, just to make sure that we can get through this. There's not a lot of battles here. But you can get shocked to death by these buggers if you're not careful. And Marla's now at level 12. There's also an Endertron here. But you'll be forced to do this battle if you try to power your way through. Alright. Fire Whirl. This will do it. Hopefully. Well, it almost did. Well, that's easy pickings now. Especially since we have the Rage Band on Chrono. And that's a good chunk of experience and change. And we might as well use the Endertron before checking out what's over there on the other side. Even if we still end up being hungry in the end. Some sort of robot. Definitely different from anything else that we've seen. Doesn't look like it's going to attack us either. Let's go ahead and press A on it and see what happens. What's this? It's in bad shape, but it appears to be a humanoid robot. Incredible. I think I can fix it. What? It might attack us. I'll make sure it won't. Machines aren't capable of evil. Humans make them that way. Luca, you pity them, don't you? And there's no punctuation after them. Weird. Let me get to work now, okay? And montage. The door won't budge. Keep that in mind. Right. That does it. I'm gonna give it some juice. Good morning. Good morning, mistress. What is your command? I'm not your mistress, I'm Marl. And this is Chrono. And Luca here fixed you. Understood. Madam Luca fixed me. Just Luca will do. Impossible. That would be rude. Look, I hate formal titles, don't you, Marl? Hate 'em. I understand, Luca. Alright, now what's your name? Name? Ah. My serial number. It is R666-Y. R66-Y. Cool. No, that won't do it all. Come on, Chrono, let's give him a better name. And we get one by default, which is Robo, which I will definitely be using. Robo. Robo, that's perfect. Your new name is Robo, okay? I am Robo. Data storage complete. Hey, Robo, why aren't there any people here? What has happened here? There were many humans and others of my kind in this dome. I think something awful happened here. It would appear so. But how is it that you survived? We came through a time warp from the year 1000. While exploring Ariston, we learned there was a gate here. We found you when we came looking for the gate. But the door to the inner chambers is locked, so we're out of luck. The power is off. If we go to the factory up north, I can pass through security and activate this Jones generator. You do that for us? You repaired me. Now it's my turn to help you. But the generator won't run for long, so someone must stay behind to open the door while the power is on. Then Marl or I will stay. And I love how the music just fades out while you choose who you pick here. Oh, jeez. If you want to heal a little better, keep Marl with you. If you want to use stronger attacks, keep Luca with you. I will stick with Marl. I'll keep Marl in the party while Luca mans the systems here in case the generator does come on. Okay. Please be careful. Oh, I picked her to stay behind. If you change your mind, you can still talk to the person you leave behind, and you can switch them out. The game only allows you to have 3 people in your party at any given time. Anyway, might as well check out Robo here. Starts out at level 10. Starts out with some good armor. Pretty good power, pretty good stamina. Not very fast, though. He's probably the slowest character we have in the game so far. But he will become a bit of a powerhouse like Chrono later on. Anyway, let's go ahead and head to the factory, which is up to the north. And we will be able to do something here. You want to press A at this computer. Now, if you didn't have Robo in your party, you wouldn't have been able to do anything. But if you have Robo, you will. Override security system 00. And this leads to one of a few new enemies we'll face here, the Acid, which has a very high defense. Robo has 2 attacks, or 2 techniques, the Rocket Punch and the Cure Beam. Rocket Punch is a long distance punch, while Cure Beam, well, cures one person. And for the acids, you want to use stuff like Flame Toss or Slash to take care of them, especially if they're in a row. 33 experience points and a tech point for defeating an acid. And dual tech, Aura Beam. And I wonder... Oh yeah, I should probably mention Aura Beam. Because Robo has Cure Beam and Marl has Aura, if you have both of them in your party, you'll learn that automatically. And I want to see if we can do that with Luca as well. Because Aura Beam, that would be nice to have. But I can just use a computer again and get another acid. And yeah, the acids have 10 HP, but a ton of defense. And no, we do not. But we still want to bring Marl with us. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, when the game asks who you want to leave behind, I usually leave Luca behind and take Marl to the factory, since I do want to heal when I'm here. And I'm tempted to do that battle again, but no, I'll just spare you that. I will, however, do this battle. Debugger, new enemy here. And I thought that was going to do something. I thought that was going to get me in line to do a slash on 2 enemies, but sadly that was not the case. I do want to show off... Yikes. I do want to show off the Rocket Punch. And I do want to show off Cure Beam and Aura Beam as well. And it looks like I might be able to do that. So Aura Beam is the same as Aura Whirl. It's just Marlin Robo and not Marlin Chrono. So at least we have more than one way of curing in case somebody's low on MP. And Robo has now learned Laser Spin. And Laser Spin plus Cyclone gives us Rocket Roll, which lets us damage all enemies. And I forgot to read that plaque. Ugh. Let's go back up. And there were some monsters in that room to the north. Alright, left is the lab area, right is the factory area. Caution, do not turn off the conveyor belt in the factory. The security system will activate and you'll be in danger. And if you walk into them while they're doing this, while they're just doing that, just standing there like that, yeah, you can just fight them and they'll all be in a line. So that's what Rocket Roll does. It attacks all enemies on screen for a bit of damage. Might as well show off Laser Spin too. This does a little bit of damage to all on-screen enemies. Not as much as Rocket Roll, but it still does the trick. And from here, I might as well go ahead and take the... I might as well take this area. I might as well go ahead and take the left elevator and go this way. And we might as well go ahead and save our game. The factory ruins. And there's these things. There's a shelter to make up for the one we just used. And the green things are called alkalines. It is possible for an acid and an alkaline to combine. And yeah, if you see the chemically fused with other members attack message, they do an attack that does damage to everyone in the party. Alkalines do not have as... well, actually, they do. They still have the low HP but high defense of the acids. But they seem to take more damage to slash, though. Anyway, once you defeat those things, you can open the hatch just by pressing A at this computer. And you can go down here. And do I really want to do anything here? Not yet. Not quite yet. Maybe I want to go to the factory after all and then do everything there. Maybe I'll just do that. And since I use rocket roll again, it'll definitely be easier for me to not only wipe off these enemies, but also to show off the cure beam if I need to. Or not. You can just do that. I don't mind getting the tech points and the experience and the gold. I'll just do the factory stuff first. Alright. Now, if we touch anything here, we will have to do some battles. But I would like to look around here. If you go into this doorway and go all the way to the right, you'll find a hidden chest containing a mid-ether. And if you go over here, you'll find a path that will be blocked by some metal drums. And I believe you can go left and right through here, though it won't do much for you, except you can find a robin bow. You definitely want to get this for Marl and equip her with it, because it's a little more powerful, which makes me think that maybe you're supposed to come in here with Marl in the first place. Anyway, let us go ahead and see if we can go without touching anything. Doesn't seem like we're going to be able to. As long as I don't touch those things, as long as Chrono doesn't touch those things, we're good. We're solid. And yeah, you really have to time it just to get to this ether. And I don't think you can do anything there. Though there will be some space. Some more space once we... I was a little too early there. Not like there was really anything there to begin with. But by touching a robot on the conveyor belt, we get some tough battles here. We're going to be facing a Proto 3, which is a little more powerful than a Proto 2. Definitely has some more HP compared to a Proto 2. Faster, too. And Robo with the critical hit. 33 experience, 1 tech point, 60 gold. Don't know why a robot would have money on it, but what do I know? And got some debuggers. And game's being very good to me by having the debuggers attack me before I do Cyclone. There's a charge attack. Doesn't fight any differently from a Proto 2, but it can be a little more powerful. Matter of fact, it is a little more powerful. Also seems to counterattack by hitting a random enemy whenever you hit it and you don't kill it. So if you couldn't tell already, Robo has more than 2 techniques. And you'll find out why eventually. But at the same time, I want to use Rocket Roll real quick. And I want to use Aura on Chrono. Wondering when I was going to be using it. Okay. And I might as well go ahead and do that. That'll help. Oh, that still didn't kill it. Well, guess I get to show off the Cure Beam. Not as useful as Marl's Aura. I like that. Nice. 129 experience, 5 tech points, and 260 G for that battle. I like that a lot. And, well, we know how to get here now. And yeah, there was a door there. That's why we had to go here, to this little area. But finding the enemies actually makes it easier to get over there. And there's some bugs. Might as well go ahead and use Slash here. Not sure how that's supposed to put a robot to sleep, but okay. And thanks for waking Robo up. And you are all going too fast. But you are all getting slashed anyway. And these bug enemies are being very annoying. Critical hit for you. Almost 200 points of damage. And Robo is now at level 11, if I remember correctly. Yes, he is. I'm assuming Robo's a he. And we are now on the upper level of this area. Hey, there's a robot there, similar to the one that grabbed us when we tried to do all this. Getting up here. Mid-tonic in this chest. Don't forget to pick that up. That contains a computer. And we can avoid this and get to shelter and either if we just take our time. Now, this little area here will give us a computer. Crane control code. Code 00XA. Code 01BB. And of course, the Proto 3s go nuts. We can get 400 G in a mid-ether. As long as you don't run directly into these things, we're good. Perfect. Otherwise, you'd be fighting 2 Proto 3s. And I'm pretty sure you're not in the mood to fight 2 Proto 3s. I'm not. So now, going through the left door over in that previous room takes us here. And if you press down, to use a crane, enter any 2 of these letters, A, B, X, Y, after the beep. So, X and then A for the first time. That gets this drum out of the way. And then for this second beep, BB. That gets the second drum out of the way. I love how it just drops down just suddenly and just nabs that drum. I wonder what happens to those drums. I know it just gets them out of the way, but the game never goes into detail as to what happens to them once they're on that belt. Ah, well. But by doing this, we have the ability to go through this door. And we get another bolt sword for Chrono in case you didn't pick one up in the sewer access. Free money. Last defense lock code named Zabi. Translation: X-A-B-Y. That's X-A-B-Y. And we will have to remember that for the lab area, which is going to take us to where we really need to go. Not this time. Now, we could go down from here, but there was the hatch, and I want to take the hatch and go around this little area here. Get ourselves a little bit of experience. Okay. At least you get a fine amount of experience and money out of these things. I can't really complain. And these things just hit you with bubbles if they get close. Wild. Okay. Now, yeah, you have to stand right there to trigger that battle. This battle can be pretty easy to skip. And while the alkalines can just hit you with bubbles, the acids love to hit you with fire. And I need to get a drink. Slash it is. Apparently, the laser beams do not work on the acids. And Marl is now at level 13. Yep. Anyway. Another battle there. Need to clear my nose all of a sudden. And let's use Slash on the acids here. That'll get rid of them right away. And 111 experience. You can get quite a bit out of these things. And oh no, a laser. We can't do anything here unless we use that computer. We also found a hammer arm, which we want to give to Robo. Robo has robotic fists that he can use as weapons. And yeah, that's his main physical offense right there. And there's a hatch down there. And there's a Titan vest, similar to what Robo is wearing. We might as well put that on Chrono. Get our defense up by 7. What does this lead to? Ooh, that place. Well, if he uses computer, we'll be able to get the laser grid down. All systems down. Defense lasers are off. Of course, we'll have to fight all of these things. So let's have some fun with these things. Ah. Yeah, you do not want these things near each other, because stuff like that happens. And I may have to use Slash for these things. Actually, you know what? Aura Beam. There we go. And that ain't gonna do it. Also, I need to find a save point soon, because I'm running low on MP for 2 people. Though we did get quite a bit of experience and gold out of this. So anyway, Let's see what happens if we go up from here. Where does that take us to? Ah, that takes us back up here. So if you want to save, you can do that. Okay, cool. All right. So that hatch that we saw near the computer takes us to where the main security system is. And that's where we use the Zaby code to turn the factory defense off and get the generator running. But I've been recording for about 45 minutes, and I think it's fair that I go ahead and call it a video here. So join me next time where we get that generator running after turning off the main defenses, or turning off the main defenses, I should say. And then we can get out of whatever this world is and head elsewhere. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching.